Hey, Mike.
Hello. Oh, hi.
How are you doing?
Doing good. Doing good. I'm about to send an email out about the meeting for today.
Hmm.
Um, and that will probably be discussing this role. Um, I was kind of hoping for either of you or Sage to kind of help me a little bit on some of the bullet points for the description. But I thought this was a good starter.
Yeah, I already like what I'm seeing. Uh,
Okay.
you know,
Hey, how's it going?
good.
Hey, Noah.
Hey, Mike.
Hope the trip back from Barcelona was good.
Yeah, we went through Nice and then hung out for a few days there and then came back. Good.
Yeah. Hey, Noah, I'm going to share this document with you that is just about the job description for this documentation contractor role.
Okay.
If you can fill in for the responsibilities, like things that I might have missed and things in the qualification and bonus, then I can kind of get this more out there a little bit more. So.
Sure. You're gonna do that through Google Docs or something?
Yeah, I just sent it to you right now.
Okay, cool.
I guess I could have just done it on Pad Ceph, but this new job has me in like Google Docs like all day. So.
So, Mike, this is more a question for us, not something that should go in the description, but how do we actually go about the second bullet responsibility, collaborate with developers and users in the community to develop required content? How do we define that required? Should like all of the leads kind of figure out what the areas of immediate interest to them are, and then that guy or the person who comes in starts addressing each one at a time, working with the leads? Or do you have any other ideas on this?
Yeah, I kind of think the best way to come into like any of these kind of new roles, even something that I've been meaning to do with this new role especially, is interviewing with the different team leads. I think would be good, just to have an understanding of what are the current pain points that people are talking to them about. Like what are the most common questions that they get? Like what are the things that you've been meaning to get into the documentation for so long but haven't been able to? And I think gathering those from each of the leads would be good. I don't really have a particular idea on, or specifically with onboarding yet, just because there are these different components. I kind of think like Joao's idea of having like sort of like these more like 5-10 minute summary Ceph tech talks that are just more summaries of the different components will definitely help with the onboarding to actually pique people's interest of like which area of Ceph that they might be interested in working on. yeah, I think in terms of onboarding for the different components, it might actually just come down to meeting with the different leads and understanding like what exactly, like what's a good starting point, and then I guess working from there.
Yeah, I definitely see that this improving onboarding documentation could be one of the first things for the person to start off with, which is like a common area of interest for everybody. Also, there is this Trello card that I just pasted in the chat that has ideas about documenting a lot of the configuration options that we already have. That's also one common area of interest for a lot of teams. So these are the two things that could be like generic things for them to start off with, and then we can divide or like focus on specific teams and then go that way. That's my one proposal that I have.
Mm-hmm.
It's we're talking about the hiring a doc person, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think this is a trick because if it depends on if you want to write. If we hire a technical writer, they're probably not going to be writing code. They're going to have like a limited technical understanding of everything, and so like let me versus if we like. I guess the ideal thing would if we find a Ceph user who can write well, that would be even better, I guess. But I think that's going to be a little bit harder to do. But we should try. Should we look at the job description?
Yeah.
I
see Greg just joined.
Chat.
I'll add you onto the document, Greg. I should have just added it to Pad. I don't know why I didn't just do that, but
that's fine.
Okay.
I just wonder if it's like revise and maintain. Thanks for good maintain.
So we got create, revise, and maintain the upstream user documentation for the Ceph community as the first bullet point. Second is collaborate with developers and users in the community to develop required content. I think definitely one of our other points is that we want to improve our onboarding documentation for new contributors.
Mm-hmm. Good.
I'm gonna just I can figure this out. Share my screen just so that people on the recording can see what we're doing. Which I can't seem to figure out how to do on Blue Jeans.
at the top, the start sharing button.
Yeah, I just have an overlay like over now the video that says to click allow, but there's no allow button.
I can do it.
Okay, sorry. I might have to restart mine, so if I drop off the call for a second, that's why.
Do we need this? I'm not sure if we need both pipelines. That might be a bonus. Um,
We should probably get some of the actual tech documentation writers we have to look over this too before we send it out. I just realized.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I did have an email from
deeply involved who can help us hire someone even if they can't do it themselves.
I got an email from, I'm blanking, I'm so bad with names. I'm blanking on the name. The guy who wrote almost all of our documentation from Inktank. What's his name?
I'm blanking on his name too.
John Wilkins.
John, there we go.
Thank you.
So he emailed and had some suggestion about Darwin information typing architecture. I don't know, some other tools that they're using that might be useful. Anyway, I can ask him to take a look. We share. Jay Wilkins. Joe. There we go.
I thought at Ceph Brad had somebody he was recommending for the position, but I'm not sure how far that went. I think that's some person who actually works at Red Hat and is a technical writer.
You said Brad was?
No, Brad Hubbard. He knows somebody.
Yeah, Brad Hubbard. Okay.
He knows somebody. But yeah, he's on
Okay.
PTO, I think, until next week or something. So.
All right. Well, I mean, once we got like something posted to the mailing list, I can just send an email over to Brad and let him know whoever his contact is, and if the role is still open.
Also, do keep in mind, like we talked about this and asked Sage to investigate it, but I don't think the board has actually approved doing this yet, so we shouldn't email anything until after the next meeting, and hopefully they do.
Yeah, we can I'll send an email. I think we approved phishing for candidates. But anyway, yeah, I'll send an email.
You definitely need an amount allocated for this in the budget as well. So
yeah, we could probably just like decide how many tens of thousands we're willing to allocate to this, and then go from there.
Yeah, and we'll also have like other things figured out in the budget, like with Ceph Barcelona by then, because we'll have final numbers by then from the Linux Foundation.
Let's see, the Ceph community has been investigating ways to help improve Ceph documentation for onboarding new users. Contributors. We're excited to announce a new contractor role. So, with a new, should we just say a new role that would be funded by the Help this initiative. Well, that's the job description.
Yeah, I was initially writing this for the meeting today, so.
Like that. And same thing here. Look at this job description. Should they contact, who should they email? Email you, please.
Yeah.
Email me or resume. Specific.
I mean, I
familiarity.
We'll have enough time where I can ask David to set up an alias, maybe. That could just go to some of us.
Yeah, or I mean, just sending him to you too is probably fine.
Okay.
I wonder if when this is improve the Ceph documentation. So it's really for new and existing users. I mean, it's really just for everyone. We could say by revising, updating, and reorganizing the existing. Thing. Yep.
Should we add a line saying what they can gain out of this whole exercise, because it's a contractual position? I mean, I know they get money, but this could be a stepping stone for them to contribute to Ceph or like become a Ceph developer at some point. I don't know how to frame that in the best way.
You mean just make it clear that they'll be paid, or
no? I mean, it's kind of clear that they'll get paid, but for other incentives, like why should you even think about contributing to Ceph documentation? Is like just like it's going to be a stepping stone towards knowing more about Ceph and getting acquainted.
You can say like
something like that. You get
great way to expand your knowledge.
Exactly, something like that.
And to get involved
with the Ceph community,
The developer, user, and developer communities. I hesitate to like make any promises that this will like then land them a job.
No. I'm not even saying that, but then I'm like, some people might just want to get closer to the community in a way that they get to directly talk to people and stuff like that. So this.
Does this work?
Yep.
Yeah. Cool. Okay.
Cool.
All right. So I'll reply to John and ask him to look over the job description.
All right. And then we have our next board meeting on the 19th. So I'll be able to talk more with everybody then.
Okay.
Okay.
Anything else? What else is going on?
No, you want to talk about the couple of pull requests that we're looking at? There are like few contributors from here and there who are trying to like technically improve docs or make them more up to date, but then that's pretty much it.
Yeah, we have a PR for adding the version switching, and the original author was MIA for a long time, and we sort of tried to fix it up, but then he showed up again, and so I hope we're just going to give him a little bit of time to see if he ends up fixing it. I think that's the only in progress PR.
Yeah, this is one that fixes the releases as well, right? Makes it up to date.
Oh yeah.
The one that we are just reviewing right now.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, so there are like these little things that keep getting added to that documentation the projects, and I think we need to start looking at it seriously if we are promoting that forum for people to report bugs.
There's no way to get notifications for changes to that.
That's the only problem. I've been trying to dig into that. I have to go and poll for it, and then I find out what got added. So
maybe we can use the GitHub, whatever that new eventing system is in GitHub.
Yeah. Is this the page you're talking about? Schedule thing? Was at the top here current? It doesn't have.
yes, I think that's what this. Yes, the PR that we have now is fixing this.
Okay. And the page before this one has a active releases section that lists like everything, all the point releases going back to Joule. Probably not quite what we had in mind either. Like if this release schedule had Nautilus up here, then I mean that might as well be the main page, right?
The one we're getting, the one that's merging imminently is adding Nautilus.
Okay.
I think I just got the message that it rendered, so let me look for that link.
Looks good. I guess we could add end of life estimates at some point. Are those just in the YAML file that sits in the source tree?
Yeah.
Good. All right. Anything else?
I think that might be it.
This pad looks like it hasn't been updated in a while.
I think that might be because we haven't done anything.
Okay.
Yeah, I just updated the blue jeans from Noah's room to this one because when I
Okay.
first tried to join it off the tweet, it didn't work.
Is this the pad you're looking at?
Yeah, yeah.
I've been using it
Okay.
for different promotions. Perhaps I need to set you all up with just a separate page on the Ceph website so that there's a landing page for the playlists for the videos and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if I could have like either you all are going to use this pad in the future for planning, just something for me to throw into descriptions and whatnot. So
Is it? You can just edit it. I'll put it on the thing right now. The invite calendar invite description. Is that what you're talking about?
oh well I just meant like because usually like for like the performance meeting like they have a pad for coordinating and whatnot, and so I use that for like both YouTube and whatnot too.
All right. Okay. And no, if
Yeah.
So
you,
people,
I think you have to edit the invite on the community calendar, but you could just add the link to the pad
Sure,
there.
I'll do
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Just so there.
Yeah, I mean, part of the reason that this hasn't been updated is like, I mean, we can definitely use more structure in these meetings as to what exactly what we want to do immediately, and I think we have more focus after Cephalocon. I think they'll be
Yeah.
more organized now.
Yep. All right.
Yeah.
Anything else we should do right now?
Nope.
Just gonna merge that Nautilus PR, I guess.
Yeah.
Cool. Cool. All right.
progress.
All right.
All right.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, everyone.
Have a good one.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Bye.